Welcome back one final time, Bobby Dodd Stadium here at Grant Field, the oldest field in college football. Today it was all Ole Miss, Jared, 42-0, a big ground game. I said coming into the game they needed 250 yards of rushing. They got that and a little more.
Yeah, one of the things that Lane Kiffin told his team going into this week, you need to pack your running game, you need to pack your defense, and that's exactly what Ole Miss did going into this one. They had 316 rushing yards on the ground as a team. Zach Evans led the way with another 100-yard performance, but it wasn't just him. He had 2 rushing touchdowns. The freshman Quinshon Junkins had 2 rushing touchdowns. Even Ulysses Bentley, who's kind of been that third wheel at running back so far this year, had 2 scores on the ground as well. All 3 of them had 2 scores. And defensively, their first shutout, I believe, since 2014 against Presbyterian, I believe, if I'm saying it right at the top of my head. But and Georgia Tech had a chance to kind of break that shutout in the first half, but they couldn't get it in. They couldn't punch it in the goal line in this end zone right here. That's how you got to the 0 part of it. Now, the 42 part, Ole Miss did not have a single passing touchdown. Instead, they had 6 of them. Lane Kiffin has been a part of one of those games. Jackson Dart, like you said, was part of one of those games as well. Just kind of one of those games where, maybe sometimes it wasn't always perfect, but in the end, Ole Miss is 3-0, and they showed a lot of dominance in the run game, saw a lot of dominance in defense. They're going to need that when they get to SEC play.
Yeah, we had a chance to visit with Cedric Johnson at the end of the game, and he talked about this defensive front. He talked about the linebacker play that's really taken a step forward. No points, the first shutout, Power 5 shutout since 2008. That was against Mississippi State. 45-0 was the score there. Special teams was big as well. Almost got another block punt. And Jonathan Cruz, with the exception of that long field goal, every kickoff went in the end zone. It was all in all a pretty good day.
Yeah, definitely. You saw that kind of, last week, especially with the special teams kind of rising to the occasion, just back-to-back weeks. It's not just the kicking game, it's not just the punting game, but in time you have to make some stops on special teams. Is exactly what happened. With Cedric Johnson, he was just part of that. That defensive line, who once again is kind of flexed. This defense is really flexed. Only 1 touchdown given up in 12 quarters, ladies and gentlemen. That's an impressive number, no matter really who you go against, because each of these games, as we all know, are 60 minutes. Got the job done.
And before we let you go, Jared, a big day today. Jackson Dart at quarterback, with the exception of that interception here in the northeast end zone. Really good, solid day by Jackson Dart. It felt like, Jared, he was a little more comfortable in the pocket today.
Yeah, no, the pass rush, there are times in the second quarter that pass rush really kind of broke down, where you saw some of the design runs, but at the same time you saw him, trying to run and make something happen. That's how that interception happened earlier, and he doubled his passing yards total just in the third quarter alone. He started finding guys like Malik Heath. Malik Heath was the leading receiver today. He found, him. He found Jonathan Mingo with a couple catches, and just overall the offense just kind of seemed to settle in and just kind of made things just look effortlessly in that third quarter. I mean, they scored 21 points in that third quarter. It was already a substantial lead up until that point, but that third quarter just kind of let everybody know, let everybody in the SEC of college football know that, Ole Miss wasn't going to be denied in this night. And, more importantly than anything else, the positives and negatives, Ole Miss is 3-0. You need 6 games of bowl eligibility, but I think Ole Miss, not just looking for just bowl eligibility, is demonstrated by last year. They're looking for a lot more, especially to make this program kind of rise.
Yep, and a big one here today is the Rebels get a big win over Georgia Tech. They'll head home to face the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. And then, Jared, everybody's got that game circled. The first SEC game, Kentucky Wildcats come to town. Right now, Kentucky's undefeated. Will they be in a couple weeks? We'll see. And we'll have everything for you covered. Thanks, everybody, for jumping on the game thread today. Jared did a great job, along with David Johnson. Tyler Coleman's back in the studio. They did a great job making sure that thread was wide open. That's at Reps247.com. With Inside the Rebels and affiliate of 247 Sports, Jared Redding, I'm Brad Logan. Thanks for jumping on and being aboard here for all of this fun and wacky thing we call college football, covering the Ole Miss Rebels here on Inside the Rebels.